Rachel Zegler, Snow Woke, and the Seven Bandits. There's a resurfaced interview that's come up from D23. And I remember this dropping at the time, and everyone went, "Oh my God, what the fuck is this?" Does anyone remember this? Where they said that they've changed the meaning of the fairest of them all. Because I was wondering.
Yeah, where she's not
now it means a good leader.
Which makes sense, because how the fuck are you going to say she's not the fairest of them all? Like, how? How are you not going to say that Gal Gadot is uglier than her? Like, how are you going to say that she is uglier than her?
They got to put some makeup on her, change her face, and make her look like a horrid, like, witch or something. Because if she goes into the film just normal, everyday Gal Gadot, then, yeah, it's like, it's not going to really make a whole lot of sense.
Well,
unless
I don't know.
Completely changing the story.
Have you seen Gal Gadot without makeup? Because if they do Gal Gadot without makeup and then they put this dumb chick into a ton of makeup, then they can't get they could get away with the classical meaning. But
really,
Gal Gadot is a 40-year-old woman. Nothing wrong with 40-year-old women, but
I'd go with Gal Gadot over Rachel Zegler.
It's not the same as Gal Gadot age 40. Let's just be honest here.
I think she's aging like a fine wine, mate.
I agree. I'm not saying I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying that there's a difference between a fine aged wine and a Red Bull tapped last week or something, right?
Well, no,
one is an
right.
acquired taste.
Well, this was hilarious anyway. So Zegler, who plays Snow White, said, "The reality is that the cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power. Fuck it, Gal Gadot plays a queen. What you on about? And what a woman is fit for in the world." And so when we came to reimagining the actual role of Snow White, it became about the fairest of them all, meaning who is the most just and who can become a fantastic leader. And the reality is, Snow White has to learn a lot of lessons about coming into her own power before she can come into power over a kingdom. Gal Gadot also chimed in, ruining my opinion of her massively, and says, also the fact that she's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's the proactive one, and she's the one who set the terms, is what makes it so relevant to where we are today. And all the crazy cat lady sings and goes, "Yay, it's my movie." What do we think?
I think, I thought the explanation as to what they're changing the definition of fairest in the land meant was redonkulous. Because I get it that the queen is an evil queen and she marries the king or whatever, and that's how it all starts. But I don't remember Snow White being a princess being a whole big part of the story, nor do I ever remember her taking over any kind of kingdom being any major part of the story. So they are really playing loose with this, because not only do you not have they're not minors anymore as far as the dwarves, the magical creatures are now bandits. So it's like Robin Hood mixed with Sleeping Beauty, mixed with, like, what the hell is this? Little Maleficent in there probably, who knows? Like, I'm still trying to figure out what it is they're doing with this. At the end of the day, I'm starting to wonder if they might accidentally make themselves a decent film out of this, because by the end of it, it might not even resemble the original Snow White.
Well, she doesn't resemble Snow White.
No, I know. It'll be Snow White name only.
It'll be like its own original thing, but it's like just a name only, like Nick said. Yeah.
And then so Zegler previously teased this change in definition while speaking with Variety at D23. She described the film as having a modern edge. I just mean it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote Snow White. She's not going to be saved by the prince, Gadot interjected. She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair.
I don't remember any of this being part of the story.
It's not.
Yeah.
And then this. And so it's just a really incredible story for, I think, young people everywhere to see themselves in.
The thing is that if they keep trying to remake all these old classics and change the story and make it more modern. If they would just freaking make a whole new movie and say, all right, we're gonna do a live action of this old school classic, but we're not going to call it that old school classic. We're going to change the story, make it more modern, and call it a completely different name. So then that way there's not any confusion, and then people aren't getting pissed off like going, this isn't Snow White.
Nick, look, they only can get you in the theater through a bait and switch tactic. That's it. They can't make new things. They can't make new things. They haven't made new things in a long time. Anytime they try to make new things, it's too big of a risk. And these studios have become vertically integrated megacorps that are always practicing risk aversion. They're trying to avoid risk at every level all the time. So they can't take a chance. They have to repurpose something else to shove in the neo-Marxist messaging. Come on, get it through your head. These guys are never going to go out there and do that.
To be fair, they are actually doing exactly what you're doing, what you're suggesting, Nick. This is a completely new story that has very little to nothing to do with either the 1938 original movie or the centuries-old European fairy tale which inspired it in turn. Like what they're saying, it's not like any of this, but just for marquee value, so that they can sell it as a remake. They use the title. That's really all there is to it. And basically, so what she's saying here, so what the new question for the mirror is going to be like, mirror on the wall, who is the greatest girl boss of them all? Because that's really what they're talking about here. It's basically Gal Gadot. She's the previous top girl boss, and now Snow White, who isn't so white, is going to be the new reigning girl boss. She can't have that, but it's all about being a girl boss, about exploring one's power and becoming a leader to rule. And this is narcissism.
Girl Boss the movie.
Yeah. The thing is, they're saying more people can relate to that than they can just falling in love. What? People can't relate to becoming a princess in power more than just falling in love. Is that where we're at now as a society? That's what we actually genuinely think?
I mean, Snow White is like your most basic of fairy tales, right? Like it's pretty much what every little girl dreams about until they're old enough to realize that, that's not reality, right? Like they all wish some Prince Charming would come and whisk them away, like that's basically what Snow White is all about. And you've got 7 little midget dudes who do whatever the hell you want. That's a dream if you ask me. I'd love to have 7 midgets running around doing whatever I want.
Oh my God. All right. I think it's time we move on.
Well, thanks to Peter Dinklage, that's not going to happen now.
This is true.